Hi, everybody. We finished the distributed property, and oftentimes what you do after that is you would combine like terms. I kind of talked about it at the end of the last video, so we'll expand on that. And it's kind of nice because it's really just mostly adding and subtracting. So you get good practice with your integers. So we've got what is the idea of a like term? Well, what is a term? A term is a single number, so it could be like 2, that's a term. Or it could be a variable like x, that's a term. Or it could be a number and a variable multiply, that would be a term. You could also have exponents. You could have 2x squared, right? That would be a term. You could have multiple. I could have 2x y, right? I could have more than one variable. So those are all terms. The coefficient is the number in front. All right. So the coefficient is going to be the number in front. So that would be a coefficient. All right. In all these cases, the number in front would be a coefficient. Okay. So for example, 3a. All right, so the coefficient is the 3. All right. If you have a negative a, the negative is the coefficient, and it's actually -1. Okay. Like terms would be terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. Okay, for example, I would have to have, I could have a and a, so they're the same variable. But if I have a squared and a cubed, they are not like terms. All right. So in order to be like terms, they would have to both be a squared. I could have 3a squared and 4a squared. They are both like terms. All right. Anything that has an a squared, it doesn't matter what is in front of it, what the coefficient is. These are all like terms. Okay. So let's look at some like terms and some unlike terms. So I could have x, 2x, -5x, right? Those are all like terms because they have the same variable and they are all x to the first power. Okay. Unlike terms would be if I had x and y, right? They are unlike terms. You cannot combine them at all. So let's practice. We're going to add the like terms by adding their coefficients. So these are the coefficients, right? The number in front. They are all like terms because they're all x to the first power, x to the first power, x to the first power. All right. So I'm going to end up with an x. It's kind of like if I take 3 oranges and 5 oranges and take away 2 oranges, they're all oranges. So they're all x's, so you're going to end up with an x. And then you do the coefficients. 3 plus 5 is 8, minus 2 would be 6. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay. Coefficients. So there's that and that. The 5 and the 2 are the coefficients. Are they like terms? Yes, because it's y squared and y squared, right? Both of them have the same variable and the same exponent, so they're like terms. So 5 plus 2 is 7, and then they're both y squares. So that is your answer. And we'll look at this one. I've got 3 and the x. Those are like terms, right? Because they're both x's. Okay, so they are like terms, and then I have the 3, and then this would be a -1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And then you just bring down the x. All right, that stays the same. And then 2y I can't combine with anything, so I'll just leave that as 2y plus 2y. That's it. That's how you combine like terms. So now I'm going to do 3a minus 7a, right? Those are both like terms because they're both a's. And so I'll just do the coefficients. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. And then I'll just bring down the a. All right. And then now here I've got 4b minus 3b. Those are like terms because they're the same variable, same exponent. So 4 minus 3 is a positive 1. So I'll put plus, and then I could say 1b, or I could just say minus 4a plus b. I don't need to put the 1. You just know if there's no number there, there's a 1 there. All right, because 1 times b is b. All right, they could be mixed up in a different order. All right, so like I have my c's here and here, but I can still combine them. So because of the commutative property. So 6c minus 3, I just do 6 minus 3 is 3, and then bring down the c. Okay, and then now I've got this one. I've got a positive 4 and a minus 2. So that would be 4 minus 2 is a positive 2. And now this one only has the 4d, so you can't combine it. Just write 4d. 3 minus 1 is positive 2. Okay. Now, you can do the distributive combine like terms after you do the distributive property. So if I have parentheses, I have to get rid of the parentheses first. So I would do my distributive property here, bring down the 3x, multiply 7 times 2 is 14, 7, and then I have the x, so it's 14x, and then 7 times 3 is 21. Okay. And then now I can combine my like terms, right? I've got 3x and 14x, so that gives me 17x's. And then I'm just going to bring down the 21. And I can't combine those because this one doesn't have an x, so they're not like terms. All right. And I'll let you practice these on paper. And there's also a Delta Math to help you learn this idea, this concept. Good job today. Bye.